Look, I make movies. We put narratives together for dramatic purposes. I've never seen a film that rivaled actual dramatic effects that went on in that game, the back and the forth.
Me, Warren G, and K-Mac, we rode to the game together. And when the game was over with, we got in the car and we rode back home. And it was about 30 minutes of silence. No radio, no music, all you heard was just breathing. Strong, hard, mad breathing.
I think on both sides, everyone knows that we saw maybe the best sporting event, by far the best college event that has ever been played.
You're going to be a football player when you go away.
Today is the best day of your life. Believe it.
He might be the finest quarterback produced in the last 10 years.
He's a day like this. That's all I need.
Fortunately for me, I didn't lose my life, didn't lose my job. Football convinced me that life is a team game.
Rest of your life. Nobody can ever tell you that you couldn't do it.
Jordan's 4 years old now.
Nice.
Growing up like crazy.
My son's almost 8. He starts second grade on Tuesday. He wants to go to either SC, Stanford, or Duke.
Stanford, wow. Wow.
You probably haven't been back here, huh?
Nearly a decade has passed since Vince Young and Matt Leinart last shared the field in Pasadena. Since #1 USC and #2 Texas staged arguably the greatest college football game of all time. The 2006 Rose Bowl changed lives and expectations, especially for the game's two quarterbacks. Two quarterbacks who are now out of football, when most believed they would still be stars in their prime.
I'm 31 now, so
31.
I'm old.
Me too.
The gray hairs, you know what I mean? You know?
You are getting gray.
In their early 20s, both quarterbacks seemed destined for greatness. As a redshirt sophomore, Young rushed for 4 scores in a Texas win over Michigan in the 2005 Rose Bowl.
We're standing in the middle of the field after the game, and they hand me the Rose Bowl trophy, and they're interviewing Vince.
You know the national championship game is here next year. Would you like to come back to Pasadena?
Yes, sir. We'll be back.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back in front of millions of people on TV, and I thought that's probably not the best thing to say tonight, Vince.
It was a bold statement, considering Texas hadn't won a national title since 1970. Championships have become a habit at USC. Under head coach Pete Carroll, the Trojans captured their second straight national title with a win in the 2005 Orange Bowl.
The MVP, Matt Leinart.
Matt Leinart had to decide whether to enter the NFL draft or return to USC and attempt to win a third straight national title.
Do you have one more for USC in you?
I got to make a decision quick, but I can't answer that right now, but I just want to, come on. I just want to.
We were in his ear, you know. Everybody was telling him, you got to come back, man. We back to back, and we're about to do this third thing, so you have to come back for that.
Ultimately, it was my decision to make, and I woke up the morning of and decided, I remember calling my dad, decided, you know, I'm staying.
I can see why he came back. When you're in sunny California with the palm trees and your nickname is The Bachelor, there's nothing wrong with it.
Having fun, being 21 years old, and the college life, the atmosphere, I just wanted to stay. I mean, it was that simple. Like, I wanted to enjoy my senior year, period.
Leinart's matinee idol looks fit right in with the celebrity culture at USC.
Just being there in LA, and I mean, we got all the celebrities that used to come and just pop up just out of nowhere.
And Coach Carroll invited those people there. He wanted us to see this environment and live in the moment. And before you know it, you look right, there's Henry Winkler. You look left, Will Ferrell.
And they'll just come in the meeting room and everybody will be looking like, oh, wow, oh, Kevin Hart, oh, hey. Or, you know, Snoop Dogg, you know, but after a while you get used to it.
I mean, I actually ended up being, you know, great friends with Snoop.
We wanted to win by 30, 40 points and celebrate and dance and do what we do and have the sideline full of celebrities that was enjoying the game. That's the spirit that Pete Carroll brought back to USC.
Oh, Nelly!
Just as the Trojans had a faithful friend in Snoop Dogg, the Longhorns had their own star supporter. In Texas alumnus, Matthew McConaughey.
Took him, baby. Let's get it on. Matthew had been around this football team a lot. He probably came to every game that year. He told the team before the season, he gave them a little talk, and he said that your goal is to win the conference championship. Your dream is to win the national championship.
The Longhorns stampeded through the 2005 season with a roster filled with future NFL starters, like defensive end Brian Arakpo, safety Michael Griffin, and running back Jamal Charles. And the player leading the Longhorns' run to the Rose Bowl was their incomparable quarterback.
Young gets away, great punt fake, gets the first down and then some. Say goodbye to Vince Young.
USC was just as star-studded, with Matt Leinart guiding an offense that featured receivers Steve Smith and Dwayne Jarrett, along with the top running back tandem in the country, Lendale White and Reggie Bush. Texas kept a close eye on USC all season, hoping for a shot at the Trojans come January.
When USC was playing Notre Dame, after our game finished, that game wasn't over yet, and we were in the locker room all watching it on TV because we wanted them to win.
You're at the 1 yard line. Leinart sneaks towards the goal line. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, USC! With 3 seconds to go, and the Trojans will win the ball game.
I'm glad Reggie Bush pushed Leinart over the pile, because if we didn't play USC, it wouldn't have been the national championship that we wanted to play in. And so that's the one time I've ever cheered for USC.
It was shaping up to be USC Texas, and that was what everyone wanted to see.
We're waiting for you, Texas! We're waiting for you!
From midseason on, everything we were doing was pitting our stats and our game against what USC was doing. Everything. Also, every Sunday we would go over the stats and say, here's what they did and here's what we did.
Both teams' numbers were staggering. They each went 12-0, and each averaged 50 points a game. Texas had won 23 of its past 24. USC had won 34 straight. The Rose Bowl matchup everyone wanted to see was set. Just a few weeks before they would play in Pasadena, Leinart, Young, and Bush met in New York as the finalists for the Heisman Trophy, an award Leinart had won the year before.
The winner of the 2005 Heisman Memorial Trophy, Reggie Bush from USC.
Vince definitely felt slighted, and I think we all did. We felt like he deserved it more than Reggie did.
I was at the Heisman Awards dinner with Vince, and Vince really thought he was going to win the Heisman. Then Reggie Bush wins the Heisman, and Vince calls some defensive leaders and says, game on. Game on, boys. We're not losing to SC.
Well, I've done a lot of pretty good football games in 53 years, but I'm hoping this one is one of the great ones.
Through 2005, legendary commentator Keith Jackson had been the voice of 14 Rose Bowls, yet none had ever featured the top 2 ranked teams in the country. His final broadcast before retirement would be the one to change that. And like the man himself, the 2006 Rose Bowl promised to be a classic.
I went to the Sugar Bowl, and I went to a lot of other bowls. But this, in the Rose Bowl, these two teams, my goodness. I mean, it was a whoo Nelly. It really was.
For other members of the media, the Rose Bowl was billed not as a collision, but a coronation.
USC is chasing history in the Rose Bowl, a third straight national championship. But how would the Trojans stack up against the top 11 teams of the last half century? In the first,
turn the TV on, and it was all the hype, all the media going into this game. I mean, they was comparing them to maybe be one of the best teams that ever played this game.
There was a dominant team in '91, co-national champs, wouldn't even be close. USC blows them out.
USC comes right through them.
You couldn't miss it. Every time you turned on SportsCenter, all you heard was, USC versus this team, USC versus that team. Who's the greatest team of all time?
We're talking about teams that are a half century apart, but you say it's a mismatch.
It's a mismatch. Yeah. We'll just leave it at that. It's a big mismatch.
Yeah.
In our minds, we were thinking, they haven't won it yet. Second of all, if we beat the best team ever, what does that make us?
We're at a press conference the day before the game. I said, thank you, media, for the pregame talk. I really have not had to say anything, and I appreciate you all so much.
Even at Disneyland, a traditional stop for both participants during Rose Bowl week, the Longhorns couldn't escape the shadow cast by their Southern California rivals.
We was there at the same time as USC. And I just remember looking at guys like, Brian Cushing and Ray Maluga and Dwayne Jarrett and all those, and I'm like, you got to check birth certificates or something. Like, they look like grown men compared to what we look like.
I mean, I guess them guys deserve it. But to me, over here on the UT side of the ball, we deserve it too, because don't nobody just give you 12-0. So
it was basically known that we was the underdogs, and us as a team and university and fans, we thought different.
When I went to see the whole team, what are you going to say? They don't need to hear a rah-rah speech from McConaughey before that game. They're up for the game. But I just wanted to go around and just silently kind of look each one in the eye. And I got real stern, sober, solid, we're ready looks from everybody. But I get to Vince, and he just shakes his head and makes all these goofy noises and stuff. And he's like, oh, yeah, it's happening. We're winning the game. And he was the only one that said anything. He was the only one that acted really goofy. And that was another telltale. I was like, boy, this moment is not bigger than him by any means.
I remember seeing Matthew McConaughey on the sideline, and he was so pumped up like he was playing. Sit your ass down, you ain't playing. We're gonna take care of these sorry ass Texas players. And I remember looking up in the stands and I seen my big bro Snoop Dogg. Once I seen him in the stands, I was like, oh yeah, we about to do this.
You know me, I was on my, celebrating. I was already, we pregame celebrating that. See, back around that time, we was celebrating before the game. We wouldn't wait till the win because we know we won.
This football game has everything in it in the preamble.
Well, Keith, I don't see how this game cannot be a great one. There are just too many great leaders on this field. There are just too many great players, and there are too many great coaches.
I'm standing out there in the middle of the field before the game with our offensive coordinator, Greg Davis, and I'm looking at the SC team, and it looks like a pro team. I mean, they're a good-looking bunch. And I told Greg, I said, boy, that's a good-looking football team down there. And he said, well, Coach, turn around and look at yours. It looks pretty good, too.
Texas will get good field position out of this one. Trojans have it. The Trojans get that football.
You put so many months of work into that, and you feel so good about everything going in, but you never know what's going to happen until you get hit in the mouth.
It's nerves. It's a big game. We had been there before the last 2 years. It was new to them.
I was actually standing on top of the bench, like going back and forth, like, man, I want to get in, I want to play.
And Vince Young can only stare and wait for his defense to get him the ball.
As long as he's on the sidelines, you can't beat him. They're going to run it with White, and Lindale walks in.
I felt they didn't want to hit me. Considering I had ran through like their whole defense, I felt like it was going to be a cakewalk.
Coming up, expectations created by the game of the century,
This is Vince Young's team.
and the reality that followed.
Having to live up to that at the pro level, it's hard.
Matt Leinart is the senior, 37-1 as a quarterback. Vince Young, 6'5", 230 plus. A lot of swagger, but he's good.
The competition between Vince Young and Matt Leinart did not stop with the Rose Bowl. 4 months later, they were together in New York. Both hoped to be the top quarterback chosen in the NFL draft.
Gosh. Vince? Have you ever seen Napoleon Dynamite?
Leinart likely would have been picked first had he declared eligible the previous year. This time, early entry candidate Young yearned to go number 1.
Is that you? I'm Napoleon.
Oh my goodness. The Texans had the first pick, so I wanted to stay at home and play for my hometown team.
A lot of people down in Houston are sure hoping that you get chosen number 1 overall. What are your thoughts on that situation?
Well, just found out they're not interested in Vince Young anymore. Yeah, me and Mario was playing PlayStation the night before, and he got picked early that night. So he went first before everybody. So his agent came over and whispered in his ear, like, "You going to the Texans?" And I was like, damn. So I was pissed. Me, I'm moving on to the next team that's going to set me and get myself prepared to play for that team I'm going to be with. The reason why I came out early, because the Texans had the number 1 pick there. I would have stayed it, but they weren't going to pick me.
Young and Leinart watched helplessly as Mario Williams was picked first, followed by Heisman Trophy winner Reggie Bush, taken by the Saints. Bush was one of the most explosive players college football had ever seen. But in the second quarter of the 2006 Rose Bowl, his explosiveness blew up in his face.
They drop it off, that little screen action set up for Bush. Oh, look out. Ball fumble. Texas has got it. Just trying to do too much.
It was foolish. He had seen what he thought was opportunity out of the corner of his eye.
He's trying to lateral the ball is what he was doing, Keith.
After you win the Heisman, you want to have that famous Heisman moment in the game. It didn't work out for him, and that was the momentum we needed.
That's what he's about, making big plays, and I feel like if you're a great player, you have to take risks sometimes. It definitely turned the dynamics of the game.
Here's Vince Young, lost the runner, gets outside. Lost the ball. Pitched it out. He pitched it out. Touchdown, Texas. Touchdown to Selden Young.
We've been pounding the rock all year. That was a big thing that we always say was pound that rock. You know, you start running that ball, it opens up everything else.
In a span of 4 minutes in the second quarter, Texas scored twice to take the lead.
Taylor's got the ball, got daylight, and touchdown, Texas!
We were getting carried away. We were so used to winning, and our winning attitude had us too cocky. We didn't handle business.
The USC offense had averaged 50 points a game in the regular season. Against Texas, they had just 10 points in the first half.
Where's Leinart? Where's the SC passing game that had been so dominant in so many games all during the season?
Just check the body language of these two teams. You see the frustration by Leinart.
I think they was coming to realize this is a game. Like, you know, this is not the easy pushover that probably they was used to.
Leinart back, lets it go, and it's in the corner, and it is intercepted.
We got them. They can't stop us. This is about to be easy walk on the park. That's going into halftime. I really felt like, hey, the game is over.
We was high and mighty, you know. We were beating USC, number 1 ranked team in the country.
The coolest thing about that halftime is we were in the locker room and I feel a tap on my shoulder and I turn around and it's Roger Clemens, McConaughey, and Lance Armstrong They were all right there saying, hey, you got this thing. Go win it.
All the talk's gone, all the stuff's gone.
30 minutes.
We have 30 minutes.
I ain't been there like this so long. Long time. I got bubbles. You never know what happens on NFL draft day. You don't know where you're going. You're just sitting there looking at the camera. Camera's looking at you, digging in your nose. Or you never know what's going on.
With Tennessee on the clock, USC quarterback Matt Leinart, Texas quarterback Vince Young. Which one will it be?
Titans offensive coordinator Norm Chow had coached Matt Leinart at USC, making an NFL reunion a distinct possibility. But within the offices in Tennessee, there was a struggle.
We had him rated differently. Norm was really pushing for Matt.
I talked to Norm Chow the night before. He called me, and he was obviously a huge advocate for me. He wanted me to be there. Jeff Fisher was an SC guy, so the ties were there. But he had told me that it looks like, the owner wants Vince Young.
This was a Bud Adams decision. Bud came in and said that, this is our guy. I think he saw the Rose Bowl, and he was infatuated with the Rose Bowl.
It was rumored that Houston really wanted Vince. Years before, we'd had to leave. And even though he still lived there, Bud was never really happy about that whole thing. And I think in Bud's mind, if he could pull one over on Houston by getting Vince Young, then, he was going to have a yuck about it.
With the third choice in the 2006 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Vince Young, quarterback, University of Texas.
I thought it was a difficult thing for Coach Fisher and Norm Chow. It was a little uneasy for Norm to come down and talk to Vince, and he had to convince Vince that he really wanted him.
Steve McNair got him to the Super Bowl, now you got to go there and win the Super Bowl.
If Tennessee wasn't going to draft me, I had no idea where I was going to end up. When you're sitting in the green room by yourself and millions of viewers are watching you and you're trying to act happy, but you're not, you're like, why am I not getting picked? It was tough, being there, being expected to go maybe number 3 where Vince went, and then falling to number 10.
With the 10th choice in the 2006 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Matt Leinart, quarterback.
If I would have known it would have shaped out like that, I wouldn't have went to New York.
Congratulations, buddy.
4 months earlier in the Rose Bowl, Matt Leinart was looking for answers for his powerful offense. After a mistake-filled first half, USC flipped the switch.
The pace of the game picked up. And when it picked up, it opened the gates for the offensive explosion that happened in the third quarter.
We came out smoking in the second half.
When they started pounding us and running the ball, that's what scared me.
Our worst nightmare was like they found our weak point. You had Lindell White weighing 230, 240 just coming through there, and it was taking 2-3 guys to bring him down each and every time.
Back to White, and he runs it into the end zone. Touchdown.
We had no game plan for it.
Goes to White, runs up the middle. Touchdown.
You can start sensing when the team is rallying and you really can't stop them. It's like, damn, what do I do? Like, I'm doing everything I can do, and I still can't stop you.
They couldn't get the faucet turned off. It just kept pouring. The points just kept getting poured on. It was tough watching them just go up and down the field.
I was like, okay, that's why USC is ranked this. That's why they talk about Reggie Bush like this. This is why Matt Leinart is the top quarterback.
When Matt Leinart hit Dwayne Jarrett for a touchdown pass, the USC lead had grown to 12.
When we scored that touchdown, I thought the game was ours. I really did. I thought, there's 6 minutes left, we're by 12. All we need is get the ball back and we're good. We'll run out the clock.
I thought we had the game in the bag.
I was standing on the bleachers talking to my buddies like, oh, man, this is crazy. I can't wait to wear my championship ring, around campus.
We were just like starting to celebrate a little bit on the sidelines, we were at the grins on our faces.
For 3.5 quarters, it was still this USC dynasty. Well, it's going back and forth. Texas is putting up a good fight, but it was like the outcome was written.
Our fans, they was talking to USC fans at the game. They was like, yeah, it's over. Good job. Great year for y'all, but it's over. So our fans was like, no, y'all don't know Texas, and you don't know that quarterback right there, Mr. Young. So just stay tuned.
I asked Pete Carroll leading up to the game, I said, did you see last year's Rose Bowl against Michigan? And he says, yeah. And he says, he's tough. I don't know what to do. He's going to outrun our defensive linemen. He's bigger than our linebackers, and he's faster than our defensive backs. What do we do?
Vince Young was impeccable. He was immaculate. He was marvelous effervescent.
Such a long stride. He covers so much ground in such a hurry.
I hated everything about him that night. Everything about him.
Through 3.5 quarters, Vince Young was a one-man show, rushing for 155 yards.
The standard was so high for he and Matt Leinart coming out of that ball game that neither one of them lived up to the hype that people felt like they should have.
The leading men in the 2006 Rose Bowl both flashed promise to start their NFL careers. Vince Young was named Rookie of the Year and displayed a flair for the dramatic the nation had seen in Pasadena.
Vince Young takes her to the house. Titans win in VY's hometown.
Matt Leinart took over as the Cardinals starter mid-season and at the time became the youngest rookie quarterback to record a 400-yard passing game. But a combination of injuries and questionable work ethic derailed both.
When I look back, I feel like probably early on in my career, I didn't take it as seriously as I should have. I always loved the game. I always practiced hard, I worked hard, but I don't think I studied like I should have.
Maybe I could have done a better job of explaining the expectations. There was a lot of factors besides just football that were involved. Some of that was because of Matt's profile and where he had come from and the success that he'd had in college. And having to live up to that at the pro level, it's hard.
His misbehavior in Tennessee is legendary. Now, I know
Yes,
you
sir.
name him VY. I know he's got this nickname, but he really hasn't earned it. I mean, no time for study, no time for preparation.
I know he loved football tremendously. But at the same time, I think, he might also love what came with it. And he might have loved that a little bit more than what he actually loved, football.
I was a immature young man at the time, and unprofessional. It was so overwhelming for me. I didn't know how to take a lot of that in. People calling me, asking for money, I need this, I need that. And then you also trying to be a starting quarterback of the NFL and you want to perform. It was a lot.
There were other things in the offseason were more important to Vince than football. And that appeared to be the case also at times during the year. There's that sense of entitlement in the sense that I can do whatever I want. And because I'll show up on Sundays. The NFL just doesn't operate that way. Since a lack of maturity, he was quick to blame other people for things that didn't go right.
Well, I didn't finish like I wanted to, trying to make the Hall of Fame and things that I wanted to do. But overall, I really feel like I had a great ride in NFL.
You can't refer to him as a bust. It's just unfortunate, just because there just felt like there was potential. It was just hard for him to reach it.
Didn't go the way I planned. I'll be the first to say that. That's why I was telling you, of course I didn't live up to it. I'm pissed off at myself, but like I can't control everything.
If somebody had told me Matt and Vince Young wouldn't be playing quarterback 10 years later, I would have told you, yeah, right.
We were both immature young. We had the world in our hands. I mean, and things happen, but I mean, I'm good. You know, I'm happy. I'm content. Of course, I miss playing. I mean, that's going to be for a long time. I miss the guys. I miss the camaraderie. Everything that happened, it happened for a reason. So,
we all human.
We're all human. On January 4th, 2006, that was debatable.
It was a television timeout, and in the stadium, I think they brought out some USC alumni, and Vince Young runs over, takes off his helmet, and greets him and like congratulates him. And I remember us looking going, in the middle of this game, he's that relaxed, he's that loose. My friend and I, Richard Linklater, went, you see this? And that's when he and I said, we're winning this game.
Now let's see what the USC defense can do with Vince Young.
He was always stronger in the fourth quarter than he was the first. And people just couldn't tackle him. It's like everybody got tired but him.
He has had success bringing his team from behind, but this is USC. This is the two-time defending national champion with one of the greatest defensive coordinators / head coaches of all time.
It was like poetry in motion. I mean, he was just so calm, cool, and collective. He never seemed nervous. Almost like watching a movie.
He, at that point, single-handedly brought them back in the football game with just him running around, you know, just making plays.
Young slips a little, coming back. There's daylight. Here he goes. Touchdown.
Here we go. We got ourselves a game.
And you could tell there was a sense that the USC fans started to get concerned that, you know what, if they get the ball last, they're going to score and they're going to win.
USC had not been stopped in the second half. 4 drives, 4 touchdowns. The 5th simply needed to run out the clock.
And Pete Carroll's got to make a decision right here on 4th and 2.
And we go for it because we got one of the biggest, strongest, fastest backs in college football who's averaging 5-6 yards a carry.
I remember Vince Young telling us, defense, I'm begging y'all, just stop him. Let me get the ball back in my hands, and we got this.
We didn't want him to get the ball. You know, I mean, that was just it. We didn't want it. We wanted to keep the ball out of his hands. If we get the first down, the game's over.
Pete knew that they weren't going to stop Vince. And we had not stopped Lindell White all night for short yardage. I mean, none. Wasn't even close.
Just a simple power play. We ran that play probably 8 times in that game and averaged 10 yards a carry.
4th and 1 now for the Trojans, and Reggie's on the sidelines.
They took Reggie Bush out. I was like, yes. And then I saw the big boy in there, man, so we already know what they was about to do is try to get him in there to lean his big body forward for the first down.
The threat of Bush not being in the game, I think, is the key here. Because when Bush is in the game, defenders have to adjust and know where he is and react accordingly. So when you take him out of the game, where's the focus go? Right to Lindell White.
I think Reggie should have been on the field just for anything. It would took somebody else out the box.
He's our biggest decoy, you know, biggest playmaker. I would think you would want to have him on the field as some type of, you know, distraction or something. So that kind of baffled me a little bit.
Lindell White's in there. He's the power back.
Honestly, I put that on coaching. By the time I got there, it was, you know, I'm still in the backfield. I fought maybe another couple yards, and I tried to look where the, you know, the yellow line was or whatever, but by then it was too late. I played that play back in my head a million times. Nobody remembers your 41 and 2. They remember that 4th and 1 yard run. So yeah, it sticks with me to this day. It hurts.
Half the stadium's gonna go crazy.
The stadium erupted. All burnt orange was going crazy when, you know, we stopped them because we knew that we was going to win this game.
I remember just seeing everybody over there jumping up and down. I remember seeing Vince running on the field, and I was like, oh.
I knew we was going to win because that alien was coming on the field again, and they couldn't stop him all night.
You look over there, and he's seeing Superman on the other side.
My hands were just kind of over my eyes, like I'm scared to watch the game right now.
In Week 12 of the 2009 season, Vince Young's Titans trailed Matt Leinart's Cardinals by 4 points in the final minutes. In the only NFL game the two quarterbacks would meet, Leinart watched Young drive Tennessee 99 yards in 18 plays.
6 seconds remaining, 4th and goal at the 10. Young trying to pull off a miracle, firing into the back of the end zone. It's caught! And Vince Young has done it again!
He did it to Leinart again.
Leinart has seen this before.
Sure enough, it was deja vu. I was like, you gotta be kidding. Really, dude, give me one win, man. This is what I need right now.
Yeah, he beat me here. He beat me in the pros. I mean, it's like he haunts my dreams, man.
So now Texas is going to have the football in the middle of the field, basically.
You always huddle up before you go on the field, and I didn't have to say much. Vince said, hey, we got this thing, Coach. And he always called me Mac Daddy or Pops, and he pats me on the head. So he said, Coach, we good, we got this thing.
Here comes their man, Vince Young, onto the field.
And Vince was in the huddle just smiling, laughing. Hey, you guys ready? You're like, what, really? I mean, there's a minute left. Like, you're not tight right now? It's crazy.
What did he say in the huddle, do you remember?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you want me to say it on film? He said, let your nuts hang. That's what he said, let your nuts hang. Let's go.
The Texas drive didn't exactly start fast and loose. A 2-yard loss and an incompletion left the Longhorns facing 3rd and 12.
Coming again. They pick him up. He throws to the sidelines. The pass is completed, but it is short of the first down. A flag comes in, Keith. They get the face mask call. It's a first down for Texas on the Southern California side of the field.
Thank God that happened because our season was over if we wouldn't have got that first down.
Defense is beleaguered at this point.
And I just remember, I had the towel over my head because I was trying not to peek at what was going on. But I mean, our side wasn't cheering, so you knew that it wasn't going good. It was bad. And I was just looking like, please stop him. Please stop this guy.
Oh, they knew. You could see it in Coach Carroll's eyes. You could see him having doubt, and he's never had doubt in his eyes. But I saw it in that USC game.
He just kept marching it down. And I remember one point thinking, let's just let him score so we can have some more time to try to come back.
You put the ball in number 10's hands and let him win the game for you, as he's done so many times. 30 seconds, they've called timeout. 3rd down and 5. It's up to the Trojan defense now to preserve the streak. Incomplete.
It would come down to one play to decide whether USC would win its 3rd straight national title or Texas would capture its first championship in 35 years.
Last play of the game, you're down to 4th and 5. Dance with the one that brung you. And Vince brung us, so we were going to put it in his hands.
I know this guy was running the whole time. We had him covered. If he has a chance, I know if he has a chance, I'm sure Max said the same thing. Run and just score.
Championship on the line right here. He's going for the corner. He's got it. Vince Young scores. You can have the perfect defense call. You can force him out of the pocket, but you're not going to beat him. Invincible.
I had the running back. He comes out. He goes over the middle. As soon as I take him, here comes Vince Young, a track star,
and I just Forrest Gump it all the way over there, and before I know it, I'm posterized.
Vince Young finished with 3 scores, 267 yards passing, and an incredible 200 yards rushing.
It's got to be the greatest championship performance of all time in college football.
To do that on that stage that night, it was a memorable moment for me that I'll cherish for the rest of my life.
Texas has defeated Southern California to win the national championship of college football.
Oh, wow. The streak is over, baby. The streak is no more.
When we lost, it's like when you lose your girlfriend or something. You weren't expecting that. Not at the Rose Bowl, not in L.A.
I was so pissed when I looked over and saw Matthew McConaughey running around on the field doing like a soccer airplane, celebrating in his leather jacket. That really bothered me. I wasn't a Matthew McConaughey fan for a while, but he's such a good actor. I'm a fan of his again, but still, I didn't watch a few of his movies after that.
And I just told our good friend Matthew McConaughey it's either like an Emmy or an Oscar, and he says, hell no, this is big stuff here.
Went back to work and went out to a few golf courses and ran into a lot of USC fans, and I had a good time responding to them saying, you know, we heard that Vince put some grease on his legs, and that's why we couldn't tackle him. It was very easy and fun to say, you had to touch him to slip off of him first. That run for the score at the end, you didn't touch him.
They've got a great football team, and I'll give them credit. Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart came out here to say congratulations to you all. Walked out of their dressing room and walked over.
Respect to this guy, because all the hoopla, everything was going on. Him and Reggie Bush came over and said, man, great game. And that showed me this is the type of person he is.
I'm still in misery over that game, forgive me. I have spats and spurts sometimes where I flash back. That's a loss that lives with you.
I talked to Snoop and those guys for a quick second. That same night I hung out with him. We just sat there and he was just like, dang, cuz. He just shaking his hand like, man, what the hell happened? I'm just sitting there like, I have no clue, man.
I remember I went to Carl's Jr. and got a double Western bacon cheeseburger and a shake. I'll never forget. That's what I got, and I went home and I slept, and that was it.
For 4 hours, there had been no rest in a game that moved at an exhausting pace.
And a classic. Lived up to all the hype, all the build-up. Incredible effort by all these young men.
Like so many of the game's stars, Matt Leinart and Vince Young didn't fulfill the lofty NFL expectations that were created by that Rose Bowl.
This is Vince Young's team.
Still, their performances on that one magical evening, on that historic field, will forever stand the test of time.
Nobody has ever had a game like that.
It was a great blessing and a memorable moment that not just myself, but my teammates and family and friends and the state of Texas will remember for the rest of our life.
I just got so much respect for that game. Even though we lost, to be a part of history and to be a part of that. And, you know, we did get 2 titles before, so we're good. He's got 1.
People will be talking about the game forever. We are part of the game of the century. Probably the greatest college football game ever played. There's been some great championship games, but just the magnitude of that game, the hype, and all the players that were involved, I mean, I don't know if there'll be anything like that again.